Well, James, I think from what's been said, it's been a frustrating day in terms of maybe incidents, in terms of first half performance as well, I guess. But do you want to talk us through just how you feel it's went?
I think the first half was atrocious. I think it was absolutely terrible the way we defended. I felt that the opposition were better, but I didn't think they played brilliant football to have to score the goals. I think it was pretty direct and we couldn't deal with it. I thought, we had a warning 2 or 3 times before the first goal, long ball, we don't win a header, we don't pick up the second ball, we don't compete for it. And if you can't do that side, you can't compensate, you can't legislate, for that. And the warning signs were there, and then they scored the goal, and then obviously the second and third goal, not too dissimilar to the first ones. We don't defend well at all, and that gives you no chance to get a foothold in the game.
Made a number of changes since last Saturday. Was that a case of how you were expecting Stirling to match up to us?
Pretty much. I think maybe 1 or 2 changes for them. I was a wee bit surprised at another sort of defensive player that they had put in. I think they were maybe a wee bit more attack minded last week when we'd seen their clips and got the report. But for us, obviously Craig come back in, Craney was out and Blair back in. We had Gabby come out in the warm up, which was a bit of a blow to us. But we wanted to try and attack with Josh and Liam and Alex Harris and Blair Henderson, and we couldn't get a foothold in the game. We couldn't attack because we couldn't defend properly and we couldn't pick up the second balls in the middle of the pitch. So it gave us virtually no chance to go and make an imprint in the game in the first half.
Yeah, there's a number of claims for offside for their first goal, but I've spoke with a number of people and they believe that it was Conrad that was playing them onside.
I've not seen it back. I thought it was clearly off as well, a bit like yourself at the first thought, but we don't win the first header and then we don't track the runner in behind. Like, whether he's onside or offside, he'd have to be clearly offside for you to defend the defenders, but if he's onside, it's criminal defending.
Yeah, second goal as well. Like you say, they have 3 attempts at goal and we're still not able to clear our lines. Exactly.
I think we've, not too dissimilar. The balls coming out in the box, diving headers, players at the edge of the box queuing up. But if you can't do the basics of defending, you've got no chance. We're trying to set out a team to attack, and as I say, Josh has been in good form, scoring goals. Alex Harris, kind of in that number 10 position behind Blair, and Liam Brown for the right hand side. You can see even Liam's got a goal on him. So there was plenty of goals in the team. Same players that had scored the goals in the last 3 games. But you can't attack if you can't defend. Yeah. So it's all very well saying we want to try and attack, but if you're conceding goals, you can't get hold of the ball to move the ball forward. And we got what we deserved in the first half.
Yeah, I think the third goal was really disappointing because in terms of, I think the defence probably pushed up a bit too much, and it was one long ball takes the whole team out, and Stirling players went down the left and crossed it over.
It's like a catalogue of errors for the goals that they scored, to be honest. There's no hiding place. And as I say, you can't legislate for that. You can't, we've done defending a couple of nights going training, we've done it every Thursday. But to concede 3 goals at home, it's not acceptable.
Yeah. 3 subs from the start, for the start of the second half. I'm sure you had thoughts anyway that you words that you've left in the changing room when the second half started, but we've got an early reaction within the first couple of minutes, but maybe 15-20 minutes on until we really get a breakthrough.
It's still, I think the initial reaction was great. Robbie flashes one across the face of the goal, and it's a typical move from us this season that we don't get on the end of. How many times has that type of thing happened in games with different players in wide areas? If it's against us, these chances seem to go in, but we didn't get on the end of that. Maybe that would have given them a big fright 15-30 seconds into the second half, but as you say, then took a wee bit to get a foothold in the game. Maybe if we scored the first goal earlier, we'd have had a clearer chance to get a point at the game. But there is loads of positives out the second half, but it's hard to, for me, Stanley, it's hard to even think about all the positives and the great goal that Robbie scored and the great goal that Liam Brown scored, because the first half was terrible.
Yeah, and I know you've been poring over the footage for the disallowed third goal by Uzi, and it looks as though, and I didn't want to put words in your mouth, but I think there was maybe a bit of hesitation by the officials in terms of whether it was touched by the keeper, whether there was a foul.
Yeah, it's I don't really want to talk about the officials, to be honest, because my team weren't good today, so I don't want to make it their fault, but that was a big moment in the game. and I think even a few of their players kind of knew they got away with one there, and that was 3-2 at the time. The goalkeeper, I'm not so sure he's got the ball even in his hands. He picks it up and it kind of spills out, but I don't know how it gets out there, and I don't know how the officials can see it if they're not looking. But anyway, that's no criticism of them. It's just a hard one to figure out, and it's a big decision because it maybe gets us a point, maybe spurs us on to get something else.
Yeah, I know it's no sounding as though it's frustration at not getting something out of the game. I think it's more just so disappointed of the first half performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how the players have played and how they've let you down.
First half was just terrible. I mean, we've been on good form, good goal scoring form, and even today, 2 goals at home. You shouldn't be losing if you score 2 goals at home. But we've conceded goals, and we need to have a real look at it. As you say, that made 3 changes at half time. I was tempted to make 5, to be honest, but I was concerned of being 3-0 down, and you concede a 4th, and you've got nothing to change, or you get an injury and you're down to 10 men, and you've played all your cards, if you like. But I thought the subs made a positive impact. Obviously, Robbie sticks out with his goal. And we changed the shape and just kind of went for it. Second half, we could have ended up 5 or 6, but at that point at half time, we just had to have a goal. We tried to have a goal for the start, but as I said, you can't go and attack if you can't defend first and foremost.
Yeah. So pick ourselves up. We'll look forward now. Next game, Scottish Cup on Boxing Day. Yeah,
it's maybe some might say a welcome break for the league games, but we need to get points back on the board in the league. And I think players, we spoke about it 4 or 5 weeks ago about consistency levels. It was a good game, bad game. We've found a bit of consistency the last 3 weeks, but that was a step backward for people. Again, getting at their levels of how they should be playing.
Yeah, so from what you're saying, I don't think you're looking at the moment too far forward to the Scottish Cup, but I suppose frustrating that Stirling again open up that points gap, and they're now 5, I think, ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where, we've got to respect there is good teams that we've obviously wanted to go and challenge Queen's Park, and listen, if we can still do it, we'll do it. But Stirling are good. I think they've only lost 1 game this season. Is that right? Stirling, your Strannars, your Stennismuirs. It's not going to be easy.
No.
And if you come and defend like that, guaranteed it's not going to be easy.
Okay, well, James, thanks very much for the time you spent with us tonight.
No worries. Cheers.